Well, with all the talk around coalition MPs potentially defecting to Pauline Hanson, who at least has a policy, there's only one person to talk to, and that's Pauline Hanson. She joins me now. Pauline, thanks for coming on the program. Barnaby Joyce, of course, has shocked a lot of people by saying that he won't be continuing with the Nationals, but you knew that announcement was coming, right?
I had a good idea, James, a pretty good idea with that, but and I thought it'd be a little bit further down the track, but anyway, it is what it is, and it was leaked, and it was brought to our attention, and I was contacted by the media, and I responded to it, and Barnaby has as well. Barnaby's fed up.
You say that you knew in advance. How long have you known that Barnaby was going to call time on the Nationals? Is that like weeks, months?
No, I wouldn't say pull time on it. You know, he was dead set he wanted to get his net zero bill across in the Parliament, and he wanted to see what support. He didn't think he'd get the support for it. He thought it was a lost cause with the National Party because David Littleproud, come on, he's a moderate. He's not interested in net zero. It's because of One Nation and Barnaby looking at jumping that's put pressure on to the Nationals to actually look at this. They're in a coalition. Doesn't matter whether Nationals or Littleproud go along with this. You can't convince the coalition. You can't convince the Liberals to do it. They're not interested. The coalition has so many wet blankets in there who will believe in this, and it's not going to change. You won't get them to move all together in unison to get rid of net zero. So the sheer, you know, to listen to Lou O'Brien, I haven't spoken to him at all. I'm surprised that Lou's come out and said this himself. I have the utmost respect for that man now because you know what he said, and this is all I want. I am representing my community and the Australian people before any political party. That's all I've ever asked for. Do we get that out of the Labor or out of the Liberal Party? No, we don't. Very few politicians feel that way, but they've got nowhere else to go. I'm giving them the opportunity to form a strong team that we actually force them to stand by their principles, and it's got to be for the Australian people first and foremost.
Senator Hanson, we know you had a phone call yesterday with Barnaby Joyce. What was the discussion yesterday?
Yeah. It was just actually, because this all just hit the airwaves and we're going on, and of course I had a chuckle over the fact that Phil Curry from the Financial Review wrote that he was going to take and be leader of the party. Well, what an absolute joke, you know. If you think that I'm going to bring Barnaby across, who's not even a member of the party, mind you, I haven't got a foot in the grave yet, Phil. And Christ's sake, if I'm going to look at any succession plan, I do have my daughter coming on board, and I've got a fantastic person in James Ashby, who's been beside me since I've come back to the party to lead it again in 2015. So, you know, Barnaby, and I respect him, and he's been Deputy Prime Minister, but I also believe people have to earn their stripes. People have to, you know, be here for the long run.
What did you discuss in terms of Barnaby's future plans and One Nation yesterday?
It's all the fact is, it was there in the wind about Barnaby coming across because he's so passionate about net zero and getting rid of it if we're going to pull our country out of the mess that it's in. And the end of the conversation said, Barnaby, it's your decision. The offer is there. It's up to you now, what you want to do about it. So Barnaby, that's how I've left it, James.
Yeah, but Barnaby, of course, is a former Deputy Prime Minister. If he came over to One Nation, have you discussed what role he would play? And, I mean, James Ashby was asked by Peter Credlin earlier about succession plans and how would he feel about Barnaby Joyce ultimately leading One Nation when you choose. And I know you've got a long way to go, but when you choose to hand over, and James Ashby didn't dismiss the idea. Has that been floated as a potential plan for the future?
No. It's the first time that it was read and discussed was when the article by Phil Curry or others media outlets are actually saying that. So no, it wasn't. It's got nothing to do with it. Hey, hang on a minute. I intend to stand at the next election. I might even outpace bloody Barnaby. I know I'm a lot healthier and fitter than a lot of these others in there that are a lot younger than me. So don't write me off yet. They keep writing me off. I could be around for a lot longer than what you think.
aside from the Australian Financial Review, is writing you off. No one else is, I don't think. Former National Senator Ron Boswell has said he would hate to see Barnaby Joyce join what he called an extreme party like One Nation, and he warned that if Barnaby Joyce joins you, he could end up like Mark Latham. Your response?
Let me tell you, when I was actually disendorsed by the Liberal Party and I stood as an independent for the seat of Oxley, it was the Nationals who came to me asking me to put out how to vote cards for Ron Boswell so he could actually win the Senate seat. In the 1998, when we won the Senate seat in Queensland in our own right, it was Ron Boswell behind the scenes that got involved with the Chinese community to get them to make a case against Heather Hill to have her thrown out. Ron Boswell has been a thorn in my side, has hated One Nation for our rise that we have, and it's all about looking after the national, not about working with us and in the interest of the Australian people. I've got no time for that silly old bastard, to tell you the truth. And you've asked me this question, I have to be honest with you. He's done nothing but try to destroy me and the party and cause me so much pain over the years. I don't take any interest in him. Mark Latham's got nothing to do with it. Mark Latham, I thought, had a lot to offer. Mark Latham did the wrong thing by the party and by me. He walked away from us. So to bring Mark Latham into it's a wrong bloody thing to say to me. And I've got a lot more respect for Barnaby Joyce and his ability than what I have for Mark Latham.
Will Barnaby Joyce be running for One Nation at the next election?
You have to ask Barnaby that. He's not even a member of the party yet. He will make that decision, and when he makes his decision, he will let the people know where he stands. I know he's got the community and his branch behind him, or the branch in Tamworth. I was there at the weekend. There's a lot of support for him there. And what I've been reading, how I read the room, they are quite happy for him to come across to One Nation. And I've been pulled up all day over the weekend. People saying, good on you. I hope Barnaby joins you. People want the A team, and that's what it'd be. It's not the dream team, it's the A team in the next election that I'm putting together to actually make these political parties accountable. These elitists that are out there that are pushing because we're a populist party, that's all they can say is to put us down. We are the people, we are the party that's listening to the general public. We are going to make sure that we get things changed in this country. If not, we will be a third world country very, very soon, the next 10 to 15 years, if we don't turn things around.
I think a lot of people would agree with you. Just before I let you go, you've said you would open your arms to people who want to leave the coalition to come and join One Nation, as I think people would expect you to open your arms to them. You heard Lou O'Brien just a moment ago. Would you pick up the phone and give him a call and say, hey, I heard you talking to Macpherson on the Bolt Report. We should have a coffee?
I'm not going to put pressure on anyone like that. I appreciate Lou O'Brien coming out and saying that. And, I believe in loyalty. But I'm not going to be putting pressure on anyone. If Lou wants to actually pick up the phone and have a talk to me, Lou must be happy within himself. He must realise what he wants to achieve for this country and for his electorate. And I was just so impressed in what he had said. And I would welcome Lou on board. But I'd say to people, if you're thinking about those other members of Parliament, if you want to come across the One Nation, do not think that you're going to sit on your laurels and do nothing. There's two things that we ask that you have to agree with us. Cut back mass migration and get rid of net zero. Those two things. You agree with me on that, we won't have any problems. And we can work through all the other policies and issues.
Pauline Hanson, I always enjoy talking with you, and I really appreciate you coming on the program tonight. Thanks so much for catching up.